Hello, my name is Laura Lynn. I want to welcome you to the Fire Mountain Gems video studio. And we are here today to talk about and make some Western jewelry, which is one of the most sought out trends to this day. It continues to be. I will be showing you later how to make this beautiful two-strand necklace along with its earrings. I will be showing you later how to make that, but in the meantime, I do want to show you some other designs that we have here that are Southwest theme. I have this beautiful seed beaded bracelet, very Southwestern. You can see the colors, turquoise, kind of sunset colors is very common in that. Has a little arrow at the end there, quite nice touch. We also have this bracelet here, which I absolutely love because we have a set of charms that's actually called Southwest. And it includes all of these great charms. And so in it, you can see that they've created this bracelet with all the different charms on it. Very Southwestern. Okay. And we have also, I'm wearing some jewelry myself. That's just some turquoise with lentil cuts there. And we also have these beautiful Southwestern earrings. It's got, I love these little wood boots that it has, and it has some coral and turquoise on it. So you can go to our website at firemountaingems.com. Currently on the landing page of our homepage, right at the top, it has Southwest inspired jewelry. If you click on that, it will take you to all the different components that we currently have in our inventory, and with some other design ideas there too. I do want to take a moment to say hello to Nicole Ortiz, who says, "Hola Laura Lynn and Fire Mountain." So, which reminds me, I do want to let you know, if you've not seen my videos before, English is my second language, so if I do say something that doesn't sound quite right, especially if I'm pronouncing your name wrong, I do apologize. That's the reason why. If you have any questions at all, please don't hesitate to put them in the comments, and we will try during the video to answer those for you. And if you want a list of materials of the project that we're going to be making in a few moments here, make sure to hashtag MD2C. That's the doc ID for this project. And at the end of the video, not right now, but at the end of the video, we will make sure to send that to you. Okay. So on this specific project, the themes that we're going to be teaching you is stylish stringing, how to crimp, and also how to use a crimp cover. So let's go ahead and check this out. Let's make some jewelries here. Oh, so before I get started, I do want to show you what materials you're going to be needing for this project. Okay. So we do need a chain, because that's part of the, I have a two-strand slide clasp. I have a post earring for the earring. I have a feather also for the earring, some crimps, along with some AccuGuards, some crimp covers, some jump rings, some tubes. I have a focal here, and I also have a hoop for the earrings. In addition to these items, we also will be using these two different seed beads, which are the coral and turquoise colored seed beads. You can actually use coral and turquoise for your project if you want, but I was trying to keep it the cost down, so I used the seed beads instead. And seed bead is something that's used a lot in Western type of jewelry. They use a lot of seed beads, a lot of coral, turquoise colors, a lot of sunsets. But for this project, let's go ahead and make the project. I've already started half of it just to save on time, because it does have lots of seed beads on here, and it does take it a little bit of time. But what I'm using is I am using this little crimp bead or bead stopper. You can actually put that in our search field in our website, and you can buy some of these. We sell them in two different sizes. It's very important when you're stringing beads to have a bead stopper so that you don't all the time that you spend stringing the beads on, they don't fall on the floor on you. It's happened more than once to me. So that's voice of experience for you. So once I've done half of the bead, and what I'm doing on this particular necklace is I am incrementing in the middle of it, where the focal is. I have 5 beads there. And then I go ahead and I alternate the colors as I work up, and I increase them by 2. So this one has 7, 9, 11, 13, 15, and 17. And every time I switch a color, I go ahead and put a metal bead in the middle. This focal happens to have 2 loops in the back to hold it. So what I did is I'm going to go ahead and string through the first hoop. And then I'm going to take my 5 little turquoise colored seed beads and I'm going to go ahead and put it on there. And while I string this on here, let me go ahead and say hello to the people who have joined us. Okay, I want to say Nicole Ortiz already said hi to me. Hola. And Brenda from Indianapolis. Liz from Idaho. Mabel says, I love Fire Mountain Gems. Thank you, Mabel. We love you. Stephanie from Maryland and Mark from Ontario. Thank you all for coming. Please take a few moments to go ahead and share and like our video. That way you can have your friends and family join us here today. Now that I've gotten the 5 beads in there, that's about what fits in that space there. I'm going to take my AccuFlex and then string it through the other loop of the focal. Okay, so now that I've gotten that there, now all I need to do is I need to go ahead and start adding my beads, stringing my beads on the AccuFlex, and then every time I switch a color, I'm going to be putting a metal bead in between. This is a great time if you guys please take the time to share any jewelry and let us know what you're making currently. What are you working on? If you have any questions, don't hesitate to ask. I do watch the video after I'm done with the video. I will go and sit and watch the whole video. If for any reasons any questions weren't answered, I'll try to answer them then. But in the meantime, during the live show, we do have somebody who is watching the comments and answering questions as they come up. Okay. Let's see. So it's really easy, simple stringing. I love using AccuFlex because I don't even need a needle or anything. I just kind of use it and pick up the beads right with it. Now that I'm going to switch a color, I want to make sure to add my silver bead. Oops. And now I'm switching to my turquoise color. While I do, let's see who's joined us. So Jessica Pratt from Southern Oregon says she loves this trend. And Thomas from Las Vegas says hi. Yes, this is, like I said, this is a trend that's been around for quite some time, and I don't see it going anywhere. It just seems to stay strong. Not even sure when the trend started, but it's something that I've seen for many, many years. So I don't think it ever goes out of style. If you type in, like I said, if you go to our current website on the landing page, you can see that we are featuring Southwest theme jewelry. And if you click on that, it'll take you to a landing page with more information. Okay, just a second here. We're almost ready. I'm going to be switching colors here again. So just remember, every time you switch colors, just to put a little silver tube bead in the middle. So we also, once again, if you're just joining us and you're interested in making this project, make sure to hashtag MD2C in the comment section. And at the end of the video, we'll make sure to send a copy of the list of materials for you. And it was M as in Mary, D as in David, the number 2, and the letter C as in Charlie. Okay. Let me see if anybody else has joined us in the meantime. And as I mentioned, please ask questions. We'd love to answer any questions that you may have, or let us know what you're currently working on. We like to hear from that too. So Diana from Arizona says hi. And so Teresa, hola de Tampa. Hola Teresa. Espero que tengan buen día. We have Ellen from Virginia and Mark from Ohio loves FMG. Well, Mark, we love you too. Without you guys, we wouldn't be here. And we definitely love hearing about you guys from you, whether it's in our website, whether you send letters in thanking or just commenting. You know, we always want to hear from you guys. Let us know if there's anything you're looking for that you're not finding. Definitely let us know that too. It might be that we have it and that's just you're not finding it, or it might be something we may want to consider for the future. Sometimes it could be as simple as the words you're using in the search. So we have a customer service department who is always there to assist you with any questions or concerns that you may have. And if they don't know the answer, they definitely know they know who to contact, and they will get back to you if they can't answer it in that phone call. So, hang on a moment while I'm stringing this. I have a question. Do you have Southwestern jewelry designs to share with us? Please share them. Yes, definitely. That's one of the things that if you have, we would love to see them. You can share them right here. And then also as you're watching the video, if you want to share this current video so that other people can come and join us, we appreciate that too. So I'm about to switch colors again, so I just put in my bead. I just got 2 more colors to finish this necklace, and then I'll go to show you how to make the earrings. Kind of have a quiet crowd today, not many questions being asked. It looks like somebody's about to ask something there, so just give me a second and I will get that answered for you. I'm just right now doing stylish stringing. Is a very simple putting beads on a string. Okay, what do I search for to find the focal pendant? Nausea, I believe, is the word you use to find that one, and it'll come up. N-A-J-A? Oh, my apologies. I am not the person to ask how to spell something in English. If you just joined us, English is my second language. Yeah, it is N-A-J-A. Okay, so if you do nudge, I believe that's the focal. You can also if you go into the search area on the left side of the page, there's a refined search, but there's also where you can just do like focals, and it'll show you the different focals. And then you can refine the search. But I think I put in nausea and turquoise, and that should bring up the focal. It is also, if you just hashtag MD2C at the end of the show, that all of the materials, including that focal, will be on the list of materials. That's probably the easiest way to find it. Just go ahead and hashtag in the comments MD2C. You're not going to get it right away, as they're not going to send it out until after the video, but once the video is over, you will receive a link with a list of materials. Okay, I am now on my last color for the necklace, and then I will teach you how to crimp and use a crimp cover. First time I used a crimp cover, I hated it because I went and closed it way too fast and it just became like a V instead of a circle. So I'll go over that with you in a moment and show you how not to get that effect on your crimp covers. So let's see here. What do I search for? Oh, nope, that one's already done. Sorry. Teresa says, igualmente, practicing my Spanish. Hey, I'm a firm believer that practice makes perfect. When I first met my husband, I'd only been in the state a few years and my accent was horrible. So I did ask him, please correct my English as I go. People thought it was rude, and I'd tell him, how am I supposed to learn how to say something if I'm not corrected? So he did that for me, and it's only a few words that come out that you can tell English is not my first language. But if you ever want to learn something, you just have to practice it. You know, I always tell my Spanish speakers, don't worry about what it sounds like. The more you practice, the better you'll get. And you'll never get better if you don't practice. So That's a good thing. Okay, so before I go and show you how to crimp, let's see what's up there. Stephanie says, muchas gracias. Que tenga un buen día. Que tengas un buen día, usted también. So she was just telling me to have a good day, and I told her to have a good day too. So now that I've done stringing my necklace, I am going to show you how to crimp it. I always like to leave extra cord so that the one thing you don't want to do is try to be crimping and not have enough AccuFlex, because I've run into that too. It's just frustrating. So let me go ahead and get my crimp covers, which I remember were hidden. Here they are. Crimp covers are very tiny. So the first thing you put on is a crimp. I say crimp covers, I actually meant crimp. And then the next thing you're going to put on is an AccuGuard. This is kind of like a horseshoe. And so you just have to string it through. Ooh. Sorry, I get quiet when I'm concentrating. Okay. So then you got to string it through both sides of the horseshoe. And then once you get that in there, then you want to take your crimp bead and take your AccuFlex and make it go through the crimp again. There we go. And I leave about an inch or so tail. So when you go to crimp, your crimp, you may have 2 or 3. This one has 2 sections. The one closest to the handles is the first one you want to use. Kind of want to do that, and then I press just a little bit and then tug on it so that it's up by the AccuGuard, and then I press down. When you press down on it, it's going to take your crimp and it's going to make it kind of like a C shape or half moon. Once you do the first one, turn about 45-degree angles, and then you're going to go to the one closest to the tip, and what that's going to do, it's going to flatten it out. But then what I like to do is just keep churning it every little bit and crushing it. And what it does is kind of makes your crimp a little more rounded versus flat. Okay. The other thing you need to make sure you do is go ahead and tug on that AccuGuard to make sure that it's not going to come out. Okay, it's nice and tight. Once I've done that, I'm going to string the tail into the beads, because you don't want that tail showing, so you're just stringing it into the beads there. There we go. Okay. And then slide them down. Oh, the tail's showing, so. Oh, actually, before I tuck that tail in, I am going to go ahead and crimp this one side here before I go to the other side. I like to go ahead and finish the whole thing on one end, because the crimp cover can take up a little bit more space than you anticipate. And if you don't allow for the space, your necklace is going to get too tight, and then it's going to be like all crunched up. So when you go to tighten your crimp cover, you don't want to just take it and press right away and close it all up. If you can see here, it has, oops, or if I don't drop it, you can see, it's kind of like a C shape there. So if you just press it, you're going to end up with kind of a teardrop, and that's not the look you're going for. So you kind of like just press a little turn, press a little turn. And the more you use it, the better you'll get at it. So the first thing I do is I kind of hold the AccuGuard with my fingers and try to get the crimp right next to it. There we go. And then I take my needle nose pliers and I just gently squeeze on it. So I want to start to get it close, but not. But then when I'm squeezing, I'm also looking to make sure that one side's not getting higher than the other. So now what I'm doing is I'm just kind of squeezing one side of it to kind of make it come down. And then I'm going to go to the other side and do the same. And just gently squeeze every time you do it, because you don't want to throw it off kilt. As you get closer, then you can go ahead and crimp it down. Once you get it to there where you see it's all there, you just kind of crimp down and it closes on itself. And there we go. So I'm going to do that one more time so you can see how it's done on the other end, and also because it's a little different when you already have one side crimped. So you want to make sure that you kind of let gravity help you, and when you look at it that your tail's not sticking out. Okay? So then on the other end we're going to do the same, except it's going to be a little bit different because you got to tuck the tail before you crimp. Here we go. So I got my crimp first. And while I'm putting the things on the string, I'm going to go ahead and look up and see if we have questions. Yes, please don't forget to like and share this video so other people can come and see it too. Also, Teresa says, your English is just fine. Thank you, Teresa. Questions for the... oh yeah, I have a question for you. Do you guys use AccuFlex? Please let me know. What is your stringing material? If you were going to be making this project, would you use AccuFlex or would you use something else? Okay. Teresa says, vivo en Florida. Entonces, mi español tiene acento cubano. ¿Eres de Cuba? Yo soy de Puerto Rico. So she was letting me know she lives in Florida and her accent is Cuban. So I was asking her if she was from Cuba because I'm actually from Puerto Rico. Okay, so now that I have the crimp and the AccuGuard on here, as you can tell, I got way more AccuFlex than I need, but I like to use more than less when I'm making a necklace, because one of the worst things is trying to do all this and not have enough to work with it. So when I'm going to end the necklace, I just go through about 4 or 5 beads, as you can see there, and then I'm just going to pull on it until it's tight. Now, one thing you're going to want to, once you tighten it, is just look at it. Make sure that it's not kink or bulging, which this looks like it's fine. And also another trick that I ran into. I was noticing a lot of times when I was making my necklaces, when I was done, it was so tight that there was like no movement there. And that has to do with crimping and putting the crimp cover. The crimp cover does take up a little space. So when you go to crimp it, now that I have it nice and tight, you're going to use that first crimp right there. You want to go ahead and bend it at 90 degrees from your AccuFlex. See what that does? That gives you a little extra space so that when you put the crimp on there, doesn't get too tight on you. Okay? When you put the crimp cover, my apologies. I'm doing the crimp now. And then, like I told you earlier, go to the second one closest to the tip and just press it a couple times to make it rounded. And now we're going to put the crimp cover on. And as I mentioned earlier, it's just one of those where you want to get your AccuGuard placed in the right place and then use your fingers to hold it. Kind of have to work with it. There you go. That way it's facing the right way. Take your needle nose and just press a little bit, not too hard at first, because you don't want to make a V. Once you get that one that's close, then you just go to one side and then the next side. And all you're trying to do is bring down the V portion more to make it more rounded. And then you can look at it, see it's almost completely closed. Now I can squeeze on it and then press down so that it's nice and tight. Now that I've done that, now I can go ahead and I will take my flush cutters, make sure that the flush part is against the beads, and then tug on your AccuFlex so that you can get a nice tight. And then when you nip it, it just hides right in there. Okay, so you've now got your necklace. The final thing for this is to attach the clasp and the chain. So when I'm doing the clasp, I like to keep it closed. That way it makes it easy for me to see where I need to attach what. And here's the chain. And so I lay it down too. And this is just how I do it so that it makes it easier to know, so that you don't, when you go to put it together, it's not crisscross. Okay, so I just need a couple jump rings to get this hooked up here, and then this necklace will be done. When you're opening up a jump ring, you're going to use the motion of one plier away from you, one towards you. That way you keep the shape of your jump ring. If you pull it apart, it's going to lose its shape, and then you might as well toss it because it's not going to go back to where you want it. And so when you go to close it, you use the same motions, just in the opposite direction. The other neat thing is that you always want to make sure in jump rings is to look at them from the top, because I'm not sure if the camera can focus on that or not, but it's a little offset, and you kind of want to look at it from the top to make sure that it's centered, and also from the side. Okay, so there's one of the chains. I'm going to attach the other one, and then I will attach the necklace we just made. If I can find the opening. There it is. Okay, so Tammy says, why leave such a long tail? That was a little longer than normal. Honestly, right before we started, I realized that I didn't have my step out ready, so we were just rushing through it, to be honest. I don't normally leave that long of a tail, but I do leave a tail long enough. So if I'm wanting an 18-inch necklace, I will cut at least 20 inches. It gives me 2 inches on each side. And the reason I do that, because like I said, once you start to crimp, when you're trying to use an AccuGuard and a crimp cover and a crimp, you have to, because you have to thread it through all of those things and then thread it back through and into the beads. It's just so much easier if you have that extra versus a little tiny piece of AccuFlex trying to make it work. And AccuFlex is not that expensive, so I don't mind using a little bit of it. Okay, now we're attaching the rest of the necklace. And while I do that, let me see if anybody else has questions for me. Oh, what are step outs? Yeah, that would help. So step outs is something that, you know, when we're making videos, or actually in the catalog, you will see them. If we have instructions in our findings catalogs, a lot of times we'll have a project of how to make something, and it'll have what we call step outs, and it basically shows bits and pieces of the project you're making. Like in my case, a step out would have been when I first started this necklace, I already had part of it strung. So that's a step out. It just means, you know, getting your project to a certain spot so that when you're, you know, doing videos or you're doing pictures and stuff, you can demonstrate what you're trying to say. I didn't think about using words that you guys would not know what I'm talking about. That's a common term for us here. Okay. So there we go. I have completed the necklace. It's a 2-strand necklace. I just like that extra chain there to give it a little more dimension to it. Okay. Now let's go ahead and make the earrings to go with this necklace. These are fairly simple earrings. All that I need here is the hoop, the beads, a little charm, a jump ring, and the ear wire. Okay? And with this hoop, it is a 2-side, well, this is the front of it. If you turn it, you can see the back, or where the component is. And to open it, you just kind of pull on it, and it opens up. See? And when we're done with it, I'll show you how to close it so that the beads don't fall off on you. So in this one, I did the same thing as I did with the necklace. I just alternated colors, and in between the colors, I added a silver bead. So these are fairly quick and easy to make. So have any of you made any, what have you guys been working on recently? Let us know. You know, I'm doing the Southwest today, but what have you guys been working on? Is there anything in particular? Any trends that you're seeing that you'd like us to talk about? Definitely let us know. Depending on where you live, some people will see trends before other people will. So, and then also, please don't forget, if you want a list of materials on how to make this project, hashtag MD2C. in the comments right there where you're watching the video. And when the video is over, we will go ahead and send you a link to the list of materials. And I'll have all the item numbers that you need to make this project. Both the necklace and the earrings. Okay, I'm halfway done with this, almost done. How have you guys been staying with this weather? We've been an abnormal high temperatures, triple digits, which we normally don't get in August. So I hope you guys are all staying cool and safe wherever you're at. So let's see. So for the earrings, I have 2 sets. Well, I have 5 turquoise, 5 red coral color, and then 3, and that's 2 of each. Two. So 5, 5, 3, and then 5, 5 again. Unlike the necklace, I kept these numbers correct. This one was just more of a trial and error to see how many beads I could get on here and still make it look like the necklace. I was hoping I could do like 3, 5, 7, but then it was too many beads, so I had to adjust my design to make it fit. We're almost done here. Be quicker if I didn't drop beads. And then for the necklace, we started with 5 in the middle and then added 2 for every color that we added. So it went 5, 7, 9, 11, 13, and 15, and all the way up to 17 at the very last one. Okay. One more here. We will be, as you know, if you've not noticed, those who were watching us when we started doing these lives, we were doing them every week. But starting January, we started to do them every other week. So if you came and you didn't find us, that was why. Our next one will be in 2 weeks from today. And it will be Rose. And she's going to be doing pearls and chain. So that'll be interesting. Not something you normally see together. But doesn't mean they can't go together. So one thing to make sure before you close this is that you have everything you're supposed to have on your earring, because I did that earlier today where I went and closed it and I didn't have everything I needed. So there's my last bead. Why am I? There we go. Then to close it, you're going to put it back in there. If I can get it in there. There we go. And I just want to make sure I got everything I'm supposed to have, because once you're sure you have everything, because once you do this next step, there's no going back. I learned. So what you want to do so that this doesn't open on you and then you lose all those beads you just strung on there is you just take your needle nose and right where you put that guy in there, see how you just want to press down on it a little bit. You know, it doesn't take much, just enough to kind of squeeze it right onto itself, and that'll secure it so it doesn't come off. So the only thing we need now is to attach this to an earring, and then we will be done. So now for that, I just need a couple of jump rings and also the feather. So with the feather, I like this feather because it's a double-sided feather, and it doesn't matter which way your earring goes, it's going to look the same. I love double-sided charms, and I don't have to think about which way I have to put it on, because both ways are correct. Okay. And then remember, when you're opening and closing a jump ring, always go one plier away from you, one towards you. And then to attach the ear post. For this particular one, you can use any earring you like. For this particular one, I happen to use a half ball ear post. But if you prefer to use lever backs, or if you prefer fish hooks, you don't have to use the same findings I did. We have so many findings and options on our website. If you just joined us or you weren't here at the beginning, currently at our website and the very first landing page, at the very top it does say Southwestern Jewelry. Click on that and it will take you to a landing page with all the different components we have available to let your creativity flow. So there we go. This is the completed project. Both the earrings and the necklace. Please don't forget to hashtag MD2C if you would like a copy of this list of materials. Also, make sure to share and like us both on and visit our videos on YouTube, Facebook, and FireMountainGems.com. Once again, 2 weeks from now, not next week, 2 weeks from now, Rose will be doing a Facebook Live doing chains and pearls. I do want to thank you for visiting us today and spending this time with me making this project. Don't hesitate to ask questions or to send any suggestions that you may have. My name's Laura Lynn. Thank you and have a wonderful weekend.